it's crazy. Like, I was just walking from the other side of my apartment to the other side, over by this side where the window is. And I just happened to stop here and look out. And at that moment, I'm seeing sinkers sinking. They just have it perfectly timed for that moment when I'm walking over by the window. They're like, oh, he's moving over there now. Go sink. They time it perfectly to when I'm walking over by the window. I see all these sinkers popping out at that moment. Like 4 people walking out. A white car. One of the guys getting a mail truck, and then the mail truck sits there and waits. And the white car was syncing up with another car. And then the mail truck just sits there and waits for a white car to drive right by him so he can back up. I just have this all planned out for when I'm walking over by the window. It's crazy. Is this the same mail truck coming back? I don't know if this is a different mail truck or the same mail truck. He drove off and now he's back. I don't know if he's sinking, but you see another mail truck over there next to the house that it was just at. Maybe one of them's a fake CIA mail truck and one of them's a real mail truck. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Well, I think the mail truck's sinking with this white car. I think he's a sinker. I think he's a sink. And there's this guy with the red shoes sinking up. And there's just all these people out here sinking up. And there's going to be more people coming out sinking up. Ready to sink up right when I walk by the window at some point again. Like, what are y'all doing? You're just gonna sync up with me walking by a window and looking out of it to walk out synced up like a sinkhead moron. A synced out sync bot, synced out on sync juice. You don't think, you just sync. You just do what a robot tells you to do all day. You just sync up on an AI robot network and just do what the robot tells you to do at any moment. Whenever I'm walking around or just walking by a window or just standing up out of a chair or waking up or just whatever. You just gotta sync up at some point. At some random moment again, you just gotta sync up again. There goes a white car syncing up with a cop car. And more sinks. I'm seeing other sinkers right now. You're just gonna sync up with me a robot. What are you doing? Syncing up with me like a robot. Why would you sync up with me like a robot? Why would you sync up with me like this robot driving out right now in a white robot car? I bet it's a robot. Yep, I think he's syncing up with this guy. He's syncing up with another robot over here. They're just being robots, syncing up with me and the other robots. Syncing one robot in front of the other in front of me to sync up with me with the robot army ran by the real robot and using people as robots to be robots, syncing up with me like robots, synced up sync heads on the sync crack. Here he goes syncing up like a robot. Yeah. There they go, syncing up like robots out there again. They're all syncing up like robots out there again. I'm just gonna keep doing it forever. And I don't know what their problem is. What is wrong with these robots? I see some more robots, I think. They're being robots again. They're coming out being robots and they're synced robot cars. Yeah, I think they're being robots. They're syncing up. They're just driving around corners synced up. And here comes the red shirt robot that I always see syncing up with me. And then you tell them that they're syncing up with you and then they get mad, but they just keep syncing up with you every day. The same person syncing up with you every day. Like, you are syncing up with me every day, bro. You are syncing up with me every day. So, how can you say that you're not syncing up with me every day when you are syncing up with me every day? You literally are syncing up with me every day. Every single day, you are syncing up with me. So, how can you say that, how can you get mad when I say that you are syncing up with me when you are syncing up with me every day? It's like every time I see you, you're walking by me with one hand in your pocket. Like, every time I see you, you are walking by with one hand in your pocket every time. There goes the red and the blue sinks. And they go sinking the red and the blue trucks. They just drive a red car around a corner and a blue car right next to me. That's it, you know. And they're sinking these sinks. They sink on the door, and a sinking with a white car, and a sink over here, and a sink sinking over there somewhere. It's gonna pop around the corner and sink with this sink. I'm just gonna sink around corners with other sinks, sinking. I'm just gonna get tweaked out on the sink juice. And just sink out of their minds. And rot their brains out of their skull. Off the zombie sink juice, eating zombie robots. There they go, sinking up. With people walking out with the red and the sinks. Sinking up. They're sinking up again, sinking with the other sinks. There they go, sinking again, sinking up with the other sinks, with the red on and the cars on the street, sinking. Just sinking their minds out of their head. Sinking up with white cars. And the white car goes around the corner, and then this car comes around the corner and does a U-turn. Right where the white car just went around the corner. It sinks up around the corner with the white car at the same corner, and then just does a U-turn right there. Like, this is what they do. They just sync up with cars and do U-turns and sync up with the one headlights and the other things. They're just addicted to sinking. They're gonna come out and get synced up again in a second. They're loading up the sink pipe. They're gonna hit that sink pipe again in a second. Snort the sink crack. They're gonna do it. Maybe that's it. They just get too synced out and they gotta come back down. That's why they sit still for a second. They're just too synced out right now. They're too high on the sink. Oh no. I think I see some sinkers coming out. Oh, I hear a sinker plane. I hear a sinker plane. I hear the sinker plane. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he flew over me or near me. But all these people are coming out over here. I think he was a sinker plane sinking up with them. I didn't see him. Sometimes I don't see him. And I swear one time they just flew a helicopter right over my apartment. I didn't see it, but I just heard it hovering over my apartment for a few seconds and then it flew off. Like, I think it was a sinker plane. Another plane flying over me. Probably gonna see a few more in a second. At some point soon, either today or tomorrow. I see another sinker plane sinking. Like sometimes they fly over and then they fly back in a few minutes. Just twice, and then that's it for the day, and then they come back the next day. They're just random. They're just weird. I don't know what their problem is. The sink juice rotted their brains out. They just don't know. They just don't know what to do with themselves. They just do random sinker things. They're just hopelessly sinked out sinker heads. I think that was two silver sinkers over there sinking with the silver sinkers. I think it was. I don't know. I don't know where they're at now. They're waiting to sink. Oh, here goes a white SUV. It's probably a white SUV sinker head. He's sinking right now with this truck. I think they're synced up, sinking. And they're gonna sink with another car right now. Nope. But we're sinking with each other 2 times, though. I don't know if those were the sinker heads, but probably. Just sinking with each other 2 times with 2 cars, and that's it. Look at those 2 white sinker heads sinking with each other perfectly. Look at those 2 white sinker head robots sinking like robots outside of my apartment window again. Because I'm looking out of my apartment window, there's 2 white cars driving by, sinking like robots again. These 2 more white sinker heads. I don't know. There's just 2 white cars on the street. I don't know. But those other 2 white sinker heads were synced up perfectly. Sinkers sinking for the Sinkerhead clan. They were sinking for the Sinker gang. They were doing a drive-by for the Sinker gang. They were. Not a joke. They were Sinkerhead sink bots. Sinking like bots. And now we wait for the next sinker bot that's around the corner, somewhere nearby, waiting for the countdown on the sinker clock. They're counting down the sinker clock, getting in position for the next sinker show to sink like clown robots in a clown show sinker bot. Robot world. Just a bunch of robots out my window, sinkering like robots. Not right now. Everything just looks normal right now. But they're gonna come back and sinker like bots. When the sinker clock counts down, whenever that is, it's never the same amount of time. But they're gonna come back and sinker like bots in a second. They will. I know they will. And I know they're around the corner somewhere, waiting to sinker like a bot. Just sitting in a car waiting. They're just putting on their red shirt around the corner somewhere. They're just throwing on a red shirt right now, getting ready for the sinker show. Putting on their clown makeup. Being ready to be a clown in the red clown shoes. Putting them on, tying them up right now. They're getting ready to pop out and do a sinker clown dance. Somewhere around here. In some building nearby. And in a car somewhere around nearby, there's two sinkers getting ready to jump out and sinker with each other in a second. Or a car on a street nearby that's about to drive up, synced up with another car on a street nearby, on another street nearby. And they'll sinker up with each other at this intersection over here. Driving at a certain speed to get there to meet each other right there, sinkered up any second now. I don't know where they're at right now, but they're gonna come back. They might just be sitting in a car out here in the parking lot staring at me with binoculars, I don't know. I don't know where they're at, but they might just be doing that right now. I don't know. They're just staring at me and listening to every word that I say right now. Are they sinkering over there? Is that a sinker? Where's the sinkers at? I'm just seeing normal looking cars. I bet this guy's sinkering. Oh, he didn't sinker, but I always see those trucks sinkering, but he didn't sinker that time. That was the first time that he never sinkered. That was the first time ever that he didn't sinker. So that's different. That very truck I always see sinkering every day at intersections. But he didn't that time. Where's the sinkers? I don't see them sinking. They're not sinking right now. They need to come out and sink me. I'm standing here looking out the window. Where are you? You gotta come out and sink me because I'm standing here looking out a window, so why wouldn't you? That's what you're supposed to do, right? They're slacking. That's okay, though. I'm not complaining at all. This is nice. This is what the world should look like out here right now. No sinkerheads sinking up like weirdo robots. This is what the world is supposed to look like right now out my window. I don't see any sink bots being sinkerhead weirdos sinking up with me and other sinker weirdos. But that car just synced up with my sinkerhead refrigerator again. My refrigerator synced up with something again. So that was probably a silver sinker weirdo. Or it's just syncing it up with a regular car that's driving by. Just to make me think it's a sinkerhead. I don't know. I don't know if they just throw regular people in the mix and just make you think that they're also sinking. I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. Here goes the sinker parade. Here they go sinking right now. They're all sinking with their sinker cars. Driving a bunch of cars by all at the same time. And the white cars sinking. And sinking with the white and the red cars and sinker cars. It's just the whole parade of sinkers driving out all at once. It's just a whole bunch of cars in a line on the street, and this white car at the front and the back of the line, and they're all sinking like sinker heads. And other cars driving out on the other street synced up with the sinker head parade. They're all sinking like sinker heads. Like 5 or 6 cars or whatever that was. And that's like, there's just a burst of cars and then it slows down again. And then this white car is driving out. Is he gonna sync up? Yeah, I think he's synced up with that car, and that car's gonna sync up. Yep, synced up. They're syncing up with the other sinker heads. He's driving out synced up with other cars. From the perspective of my window looking out at the corners of the building, they're driving out synced up with other sinker heads, syncing perfectly around the corners of the buildings with their sinker cars. Being sinker bot robot weirdos, sinking their lives away. There go more sinker heads sinking up. They're all sinking up out there. They're getting synced up on the sink crack again, hitting the sink pipe. And they're gonna lay down and come back down off the sink juice and then come back out. Sink crack, and then they're gonna go back to sleep. And they're gonna come back out. And they just do this all day. They just sync up, and then they meet me at locations before I get there. Like, before I get there, there's someone already there waiting to meet me there in a red shirt, walking up right as I am, synced up with me like a sync robot. Sync robotics, synchronator, sync heads, syncing up with me. Walking by me in a red shirt because a robot told them to do it. Synced up. You're just gonna walk by me with a red shirt on at a certain time. That's weird. You're just gonna walk by me with a red shirt on at a certain time. That's the dumbest thing imaginable. It just makes my brain hurt with how dumb it is. You're just gonna walk by me with a red shirt on at a certain time because you're walking by with a red shirt on at a certain time by me intentionally. That's just what you're gonna do intentionally because you're gonna do it because someone told you to. Alright, I don't see them syncing right now. If they come back and do some weird syncer things, I'll be back on. They're probably gonna do some weirdo things in a minute. They've been making a bunch of weirdo sound effects out there in their syncer movie. They've just been making all these weird sound effects in the distance and car horns and stuff. And sirens and these weird rattling noises and this like creepy weirdo sinker stalker sound effects. They just do whatever. And the train horn, the stalking train horn stalking me across the town. Setting off a train horn through the whole town to stalk me. Setting off a loud sound through the whole neighborhood, harassing the whole neighborhood with your sound frequency weapons, your sound frequency sirens, your frequency weapon sirens, I mean. Setting off your loud sound effects through the whole town, annoying everyone at late at night too, like and then not even driving the sirens by me sometimes, but they're syncing up with me though. Sometimes they'll drive right by me, but sometimes they'll just be driving off in the distance and setting off sirens through the whole town to sync up with me with loud sirens. But the goal is to harass me, but you're harassing the whole town. Like, it doesn't make sense. You're harassing other synchroheads with your loud sirens. You're assaulting the other sinker heads' eardrums with your loud sirens. So what are you doing with your loud sirens and train horns and car alarms and sinker sounds? All your sinker effects, your visual effects with your drone lights and your sinker show, your sinker movie set, Truman Show, sinker matrix. Here goes a one tail light white truck. Oh no, he's got two tail lights. Okay, there's one tail light. I don't see a whole lot of sinkers right now, so I'll be back later if they sync up and do weird, blatant sinker things like they've been doing up until today. They slowed it down again this morning, and then they kind of sped it up again, and then they're gonna ramp it up later today, I bet. I feel like they most likely will. They're gonna do something crazy and blatant again, and most likely not when I'm recording. And they're gonna set off the train horn again and stalk me with the train horn and and some things I can't even catch on camera, like the sounds. Like they'll set off like sounds in the distance. And you probably can't even really hear it if I record it even. Like, but they'll just do that though. They're just weird sinkerhead bots. They'll just set off a sound in the distance because someone told you to, or just make a weird, just tap on the door of their house as you walk by the door. Like I was just walking by this house and this guy's just tapping on the door as I walk by the house. Syncing up like a sinkerhead being told by a robot AI network algorithm bot to tap on the door to sync up with me. And that's just what the robot came up with at that moment. It was like, tap on the door. So he goes and taps on the door. Here goes a motorcycle sinker syncing up with a white sinker, syncing up with another sinker. They're syncing up with the sinker bots, and he's syncing up with the yellow Volkswagen Bug that I always see syncing up with me. And it was parked outside of the hospital after they made my nose bleed with their sinker weapons. Just pointed at the door when I came out with one door open, just swung wide open in the parking lot. It was just sitting there the whole time until I leave. It didn't leave with me or anything. It was just sitting there with the door swung wide open. It was just always following me around with one headlight. Yellow Volkswagen Bug. And it was just syncing up with all these sinker heads and the motorcycle sinker head. You're sinkering out there. I don't know. Tell the sinker heads do something. I might record the sinker heads later. It's like you don't see the sinks of the sinker heads, then you must be a sinker head. Because they're sinkered out here. And it's really obvious on my videos when you see white sinker heads meeting me at all the sinker points and all the intersections. Sinkered up in their white sinker cars. The white sinker crack colored clown cars. Clown face paint colored cars that the sinker heads drive around like robot clowns in, plain as day, with the white planes flying over me, plain as day. Like plain as day in broad daylight, with the planes plain as day. White van pulling up right now, right over next to me, sinkering up, I bet. I bet he's sinkering up right now. They're gonna sinker up out here. So it's the thing they do. They just got a sinker. They just got to. They just have to. I don't know why, but they just got to sinker. Like, I really don't know what's wrong with them, but they just do. Here comes some white sinker cars right now, sinkering. There they go, sinkering again. They just gotta do it. At that moment, the clown machine said sinker at this moment, and they went and had the sinker at that moment because the clown machine said so. And they just had to do it right there at that moment. And they just had to do it. There's no other option. You just gotta sinker when the clown machine tells you to. Like, they just gotta do it. And I swear some of them don't even want to do it. Like, I don't know, they just look like they don't even want to do it in their eyes. But then they'll look right at you with this look in their eyes. Like, I don't want to do it. But then they'll do it right in front of you at that moment. Oh, here goes this sinker truck parking, pointed at me, diagonal in the parking lot. Look at these sinker heads sinkering. Yep, they're sinkering out there, and they're gonna keep sinkering out there, and that's just the end of the story, I guess. I don't know if there's a happy ending to this story. I don't know if they're ever gonna stop sinkering and realize that they're all a bunch of sinkerhead weirdos and puppets, sinker bots on a puppet string on a clown machine. I don't know if they'll ever figure that out and stop being sinkerheads and get help for their sinker crack addiction. But we'll see, I guess. But as for now, they're just gonna keep sinkering no matter what. They are going to keep sinkering. They're gonna be sinkering out there constantly after I turn this camera off and in between, and on the next video they're still going to be sinkering, and after that video they're still going to be sinkering, and after each video they're going to come up, pull up, and sinker right next to me. Just right after I turn the camera off, they're going to pull up and do something right next to me and make a loud noise next to me or something. or fly a plane over me or something. Like, they just usually do that right after I turn the camera off. But they're just gonna keep sinkering, is my point. They're just gonna keep sinkering. Because a robot told them to do it. So, I don't know if there's any hope, if the sinker bots are ever going to quit their jobs and quit sinkering. I don't know. It's crazy how synced out they are. They need to seek help. Because they're all synced out sinker heads. Synced out. Synced out of their minds. Like, you just walk across a room because I am. And get in my way. Intentionally. Just right out in front of me. He's gonna walk right in front of me and reach right in front of me to grab something. After you were just standing there still, you're gonna move at the exact moment that I start moving across the room and meet me across the room and reach out in front of me to grab something. You need to seek help for your sinkerhead sink juice addiction. You're synced out.